to tell us
Tell
all
us
about.
everything.
I mean, it was so fun. So obviously we saw the house last year, the brand new house. It's in a new location and everything. So we saw that last year, and it's the same layout. So you've still got that main area, which is the kitchen, living room, and then you've got that little sort of mezzanine room where you can look down on people. The bedroom's still the same, the bathroom's all in the same like locations, but they've sort of just glitzed it up a bit for the celebrity series. So there's gold stars on the floors everywhere and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like gold cushions, gold like ornaments. There's like gold crocodile statues and things like that. Very strange, but sort of what you want from the Big Brother house, you know. And yeah, I think it was sort of a bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. It feels quite tight in there. The other thing that's kind of crazy is when you're watching it, sometimes you can see that the ceiling in the main room is like windows. And I was like, oh, that's quite nice. You've got some natural light coming in. But no, it's not. It's actually just all light boxes. So you're just like, oh my God. Unless you're going out into that garden, you're not getting any natural light. I think that would drive me a bit crazy.
It's like a dressing room kind of lighting area where it's just never complimentary to you. You just feel horrible about it.
I went in there for when it was the launch of the Civilian series, and I had the same experience where you think, oh my God, it's got 2 levels. It's going to feel quite big and spacious. But all those lights, it kind of feels quite oppressive, I thought. And I can totally see how it drives people crazy.
It's interesting you say that because I met Yimran, who was in the Civilian series, and she was telling us how they actually had a lot of space, and especially when it went down to sort of maybe not as many of them in there, she felt like you were kind of yelling out to everyone, like, where is everyone? There was just a lot of space, and they kind of had their area. She was part of that group that took over the upstairs part, and it gave them this outlook to be able to sort of look down at everyone, sort of suss out who was with who was fighting with who, and kind of be out of it a little bit. But yeah, I've also been in the Big Brother house, but this was back when it was in Elstree, and that was a really surreal experience. And I found the same as you guys, where I walked in and thought I would be so claustrophobic in here. I would feel just... It was a really weird experience. You walk in and you think, this is you. You've got to live 24 hours a day in here. And if you go out to the garden, it's still tiny. It's just everything's so cramped. And then think of all the people extra that are going and in there as well.
So I think that, Hal, your experience in there probably is the most true to being in Celebrity Big Brother as any of us normal people are going to get, because you were in there with a bunch of people like influencers and everyone trying to get their content.
Right.
And to me, that must be almost exactly what it's like, because it's everybody in there trying to create.
Totally. And you know what? I sort of like hogged it a bit. I went straight in that diary room and I was like, right, I need to get some blood and TikToks here. So I was there recreating like Tiffany Pollard's speech about Gemma Collins. I did a bit of Jade Goody's mum in there. And it was really fun. And I was like having the best time. And then I realised there was like a big queue of people waiting to go in the diary room. And I was like, sorry, like I just know that I'd be the one hogging it if I was actually in the show. But it was so fun. Oh my God.
Did Big Brother talk to you when you were in the diary room?
Not when I was in the diary room, but when we were like walking around the house, it was like, journalists, please gather on the sofas. And I was like, oh my God, like this is fear of God in me. And then we did nominations around the sofa in front of each other. And I got voted out. I was like, excuse me.
That's because you hogged all the time in the diary room.
I mean, realistically.
Do you know what, though? That's like genuinely sometimes one of the things that people get nominated for. Like, when you look back over the series, sometimes it was things like they're always constantly in the diary room, they're game playing, they're trying to get airtime and all of that. I think this is a perfect time to check out Howell's footage from in the house. Yeah. Now, he didn't lie. He did some great TikToks as well as a little sneak peek for Celebrity Big Brother Breakdown. So, shall we have a look?
So I'm here in the Big Brother house. I'm Howell Davis, Associate Bazaar Editor at The Sun. And isn't this absolutely insane? I feel like maybe I'm the next Louis Walsh, not sure. But here we are. The house is the same shape as the last series on ITV. Obviously very fun. They've added some glitzy touches, so there's some gold bits now on the set. It's all looking very glam. Here's the sofa. Here's where they'll be doing, all the evictions. They'll be coming and sitting down here. I just came through the lift here, which was amazing. Feel like a true Big Brother housemate. And I'm excited to get started. I mean, the house is looking beautiful. It's smaller than I imagined it would be, actually, but very fun. So the series starts on Monday. when all the celebrities will be entering the house, and it's going to be the best thing ever. I'm so excited.
Oh, you were having the time of your life.
So excited. I was on cloud nine, I've got to admit.
I think you look at home there.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's my calling now. I'd be terrified, but excited.
Next
Yeah.
year we'll be talking about you being.
Yeah.
Just need to become a celebrity, and then the world's my oyster.
We've got a year to go. It's fine. We
Yeah.
can make it happen.
So you've got some other things that you spotted which weren't in those videos to tell us about, haven't you? Some
Yes.
exclusives for the breakdown audience.
So there's some bits of the house that I feel like you don't really see much on TV, and one of those is the storeroom, which I feel like I didn't think would be exciting. You know, that's just where they go and get their groceries when they're delivered or whatever. But one thing that I did think was interesting is there's sort of these boxes that are built into the wall, which are for like medical supplies. Sounds a bit weird, but I guess like celebrities and whatever medication they're in, they can be delivered into the house through these boxes.
Like supplements, all kinds of things.
Yes, like that, I guess. And so there are these boxes on the wall, but there's 16 boxes, which makes me think, so there could be 16 housemates in this series. We don't have 16 people going in, so I wonder whether there will be some extra people entering the house as we go along.
my
Interesting.
God, that is so good.
That's such a good spot, Hal. This is why we sent our best man in.
I was like counting those boxes, counting those beds, you know, got to make sure we're across it all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
let's talk about the bedroom.
Well, so the bedroom is fun. Like, it is cool. Also, though, I wouldn't want to be sleeping. It's like being in a dorm. Like, it's really... When you actually think about sleeping that close to so many people, a bit weird.
It's weird, yeah.
But I mean, we better not tell ITV because I was a bit naughty. I was doing one TikTok where I sort of jumped on the bed and it did go bang. And I thought, oh, right, this isn't quite like... I don't know what that bed was built out. I think it was like built with like a few matchsticks or something because I'm not that heavy. I was like, oh my God. So look, if that bed's broken, it definitely wasn't me. I'm sure it was Louis Walsh or something. I'm not sure. I don't know who it was.
When we hear one of the celebrities, and I really hope it is Louis, and he's just moaning about, I've got a broken bed, we'll know exactly who's to blame for
the
that.
thing is, I feel like you see celebrities jumping on their beds or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just
What's
sort of
happened?
like dived onto it. And
Yeah.
it
Did you
Yeah.
just get up and just leave and just not say anything?
Yeah,
about
I was
it?
like, just stood up and like walked away quickly, like, oh, it wasn't me. Oh, what was that noise? I'm not sure.
Hal, this is breakdown behaviour and I love it. Chaos!
So with the bed, sorry, the end bit. So the space in between them, is it as cramped as we've seen it before? Because sometimes they do switch up the bedrooms, which I always wonder whether it's the celebrities making a bit of demands, like I don't want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
that near to someone. Is it just really quite cramped in, like we saw the civilian one this year?
Yeah,
Or last year?
it's the same as the civilian one, and they aren't super close. Like, there is at least room to like get out of bed, but just having that many people sleeping in one room is just a bit gross, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're all sharing, so it's mostly double beds.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah. Well, there's some single beds and some doubles. There's a mix. But I don't know if you can remember, but in some of the other celebrity series in the past, they have had like private bedrooms, but they don't have that. So it's like
Yeah.
whatever
Oh.
happens, you're sleeping in that dormitory. Like,
Yeah.
that's quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.